Okay, so we're gonna be on Smackdown review from last night, and before we get into that, we're going to silent prayer for the people and the for the keys, Hurricane Amber. You know. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna say that yeah, it's crazy what happened to Storm and everything last weekend, and that was just something that just wasn't controlled. Everything's alright, like in your feet. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not expert in all this stuff. I've never been in this experience, but I'm gonna try to show some sensitivity. Anyway, yes, that. Now we're gonna get into the SmackDown review. This review in this episode that was crazy. Beginning with Kevin Owens being the one to start off the show, kick things off. He's talking about numerous grievances. He had grievances that was going on the company and the story and the show, how to get the ratings up. Well, he must have been looking at everything that everybody was saying online because he's going on to use it for the story. It's like his own pipe bomb, own thing he was doing. I don't know, because it could be somebody's doing that. And CM Punk and Kevin Owens ever came across each other? I gotta find out on here. Right on here, I gotta find out. Looks like the same Brock Lesnar. We know about that already. Everybody then listed the man, so it's reminiscent of what Brock Lesnar did with John Laurinaitis when he was interim GM of Raw and SmackDown. Triple H came and stepped down tall and always start with the marquee of Monday Night Raw and not him and the private jet. Like he get everything coming up, he'd be company jet and all that stuff and listen to man, all that craziness and CM Punk to do it though. Prior to that, when he was in the company, it's like they trying to rip off of him or whatever in some way because of legal stuff that he got going with them. And they trying to shut down all this little stuff and all these little CM Punk chants in some way. Maybe they doing that in some sort of way because they had John Cena doing the pipe bomb with what my man need their ears, over on Raw, and that feud they got going. They probably say, alright fans, enough of this already, we know how to get y'all quiet. That's what they're doing anyway, to rile you up, just to have you talking about something. That's the only reason why they're doing it. Like when we on SmackDown, they had to do it last night, they've been doing it lately. But they have Kevin Owens saying that if you find Sami Zayn, he's not gonna do that. Then your Bryan comes out and ultimately tells them not gonna like what Vince McMahon says, yada yada yada, all that stuff. You give that a grade, a B grade, because I think that would be good because that promo and my talking skills I was going for this, I gave it a B right over here. Not literally wrote anything, but physically it's in my brain, so it's there. As even if there's longer, it's going to be crazy though. Can't be surprised by this, can you? Because you know it's coming a mile away. Though he boiled up a certain amount of time, the Kevin Owens kept complaining. He's the only true complainer next to Dolph Ziggler, who comes out as Shane McMahon. The whole thing, those segments, he's coming out not people late. Now, that's gonna get annoying after a while. Now, saying that you could cut your losses and just let him leave these from company wrestle somewhere else and do instead comedy or something. Because he's known he's fighting for that and shining that. Or he's not be appreciated anywhere else. Don't be a fan of his, but I'm just saying. If I was to be a man of his, I would suggest that. Career consultant anyway, give me career advice or something that we know not much about. That's what. And then you have the match between AJ Styles and Ty Dillinger, 10-10-10 nonsense. It's looking at the match anyway. See, one, I like this game one of each other. When Ty Dillinger was trying to get a kick on him and try to get around maneuver and get him kick out. He's 1-2. And then AJ Styles tries the same thing. Baron Corbin comes out, interferes in the match. He gets thrown out by Ty Dillinger. This cost Ty Dillinger a win against AJ Styles made something AJ Styles retaining the U.S. title and keeping it. Now he's got somebody else challenge AJ Styles for title. I don't know who could be one to be doing it though sooner or later. Who? Maybe it could be what's that guy's name? That was up Like, see, it's a shame though, because I'm not gonna remember because they got rid of that tag team and he left on the company. The Welsh guy left, and he's not there anymore. And the other guy's still there. I don't remember his name. See, WWE, you make me forget his name. Thanks a lot. That's what you did to me, because you really wiped him out from history and wiped him from being irrelevant. You wonder why you would get smokes and marks? Because they can't easily remember the names a lot. You wonder why? Because you make sure that they can. Thank you for that. Thank you very much, because now I forget his name. You wasted my time even trying to remember his name. Thank you. Thank you for doing that to me. But anyway, you ought to have that shot at the U.S. title or something. Maybe something fresh, new, and different. His name was retired team gold, might as well go for a singles title. Be a singles competitor. But the Usos, with the New Day, and that went back and forth, and the Usos lost against the New Day. I guess they have to have one win over the Usos in time. Now it's had to be like a spot now for tag team. They had to do that. And the promo to Jinder Mahal as much and say like more. That was great to see because that wasn't all that great, Doesn't problem everything. And you let the guy, like Shinsuke Nakamura, have a world title against Jinder Mahal. He said in promo that they're gonna make fun of the WWE universe of you like they made fun of me. Man, some people are going to disagree in the story, but a lot actually that might be kind of the same, but one a little different. But one similar thing, the other guy can actually talk and speak some English, like Jinder Mahal. The other one cannot, like Shinsuke Nakamura. Now you just get him a translator, like how the great Khali had a translator. Like Brock Lesnar's a translator, only he can speak English. He just want to have a translator. Have Paul Heyman speak from a mouthpiece because he don't feel like talking all the time. He might now, but all good wrestlers mostly don't feel like talk or don't talk much, and it affects them and they proper English to talk. They usually have a manager or a mouthpiece. And Shinsuke Nakamura needs to have a mouthpiece, needs to have a manager if you're gonna have him as a world champion. That's like having to have Matt Morgan with a stuttering gimmick and having to be world champion. And Hornswoggle being this much and being what they did make the Appleton. But see, they've done it before though. And they had Brian Midcock stuff as world champion. He did talk some English he need a match. That's gimmick because he's from Russia. Now some Russian can speak English, but Japanese, no offense to them, some of them can't really speak a lot of English. You can't understand what they're saying. So you talk to them about certain stuff. You don't know if you're offending them or you're complimenting them. That's the difficulty with the different cultures, of the world, the continents. The idea you end up having the culture start to seem foreign to each other. That's what ends up happening. And I just don't want to be that way, That's what ends up happening. I started to learn the grip of like that falls most of they go to different cultures. You have a disability or something like a person with autism, I've been watching this show called Atypical on Netflix. Education, I might start learning to be a little bit not psyche like Sam, but somewhat. Like some of his mannerisms or traits. Because I do something and it just seems with somebody else because I want to do how they are to me. And they say, apologize, they'll, apologize. Because you don't do that. And I say, no, tell them to apologize. I'm not sorry, I mean what I say I don't do. I'm not sorry for that, If you don't think you're wrong about it, that's up to you. That's fine, Own it, though. Own it. But anyway, we're going to go into speed this because I don't want this video running too long, so I'll be able to send and upload it a bit. And all that good stuff there, yes. That's what I'm going to say. Basically, this all shows not all that. It's okay, some of the same move. And they really want to raise, they just start getting more new people in. That's what they do. And not just from some indie scene. They just somebody Ian Doberman, Toy, and the crap. That's probably what they do in the May Yard Classic too, mostly. And goes around. They're trying to build more roster of more people to bring the product back to its providence. That's what they're doing, yes. It'd be great to do that one day, Probably go to Vince McMahon retires and finally steps down after, he's long gone off to the sunset. When I said nothing negative or bad, we didn't miss it or nothing by nobody being dead and gone and all that. May offend you. We're not saying any of that. No, we're just saying he's long gone to sunset. Out here at home, something relaxing off, every everything. But we know him, he probably come back and be like, oh no, I gotta come out. I can't just stay at home because they're messing it all up. So unfortunately, it might be something like that. But then again, you really don't want to say that on here because somebody might be like, how dare you? You're wrong. You should not say that. You know, they might be getting on you, might offend someone for saying when he's DEAD. You know, only certain superstars and characters get with it. Like with CM Punk did a little bit, but not much. There's people an open mic for him to do, open platform to do it on the stage. And I can't really get away with that because I'm a regular average Joe. And I don't want to catch any heat from this in no way, shape, or form. But now you got the Smackdown Women's Championship match. You got Naomi versus Natalya. I think this would have been a little bit okay, but you had James Ellsworth and Carmella right there. You may want to switch it up and not have them at ringside as much and just have this one-on-one matchup. Because then you get one competitor over the other to win. Once in a while, switch it up a bit. And the Queen Horse would have fell prey to Springboard drop as Naomi fall back. But Naomi didn't do it because I think there's something with Naomi. They probably wanted to have it again for a while. Or it's just something to do with her gimmick being made up. I mean, made fun of, made fun by Dolph Ziggler, the male counterpart. That could be my theory, but that's not what you probably correct me about and say no, nothing to do with it. It just happened to be a simple distraction ringside. Natalya defeats Naomi. This was the C because, like I said, it could have been more better than that. To have a solid finish and everything. And not just have this outside interference, like you normally would have every week. Like you get two people on commentary, okay, in different brands. You have Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax from the other night on commentary on Raw. And probably screeching because they probably back and forth jibber jabbing verbally with each other. But at some point you have to build Alexa Bliss to not be a fearful and running back instead of Nia Jax because she's going to be right there in your face and you're going to have to face her for the title. You can't run or hide from her forever. You're going to have to really embrace some sort of bravery with her. No matter how big or tall that she is, you're going to have to do it. Just like, David has to face Goliath and look what happened. Slay that beast, Sometimes you have to deal with stuff that it's going to get put up to you more than what you can handle. You're going to have to knock it down. It's going to have to happen. You can't run from it forever. It's going to come out anyway. It eventually does. But yeah, that could have been way more better. And Natalya being Naomi Queen. You gotta have some tactics for you or twin, whatever Natalya is, to be a little dirty, like a cheap shot or something. Or she's supposed to be a heel. Naomi was not supposed to lose Queen to her. She was supposed to lose 30 or something like that. That's what probably should have happened. I don't know. Anyone who's on that? Dolph Ziggler portraying people now. He was doing that with building the Billy buddies with the tassels and stuff. And then portraying Ultimate Warrior, like we gonna went from the current era to the 80s. And I think that just should just be cut his losses right there because he has something that to utilize and do with him. Because Axel went away for a while, came back because of the Mr. Raj. It might reinvite his career out of the Mr. Raj when the Miz decide he won't turn on him, along with Bo Dallas. Like Bo Dallas can in his career when he gets turned on or turns on the Miz and just decide to be done, and they go back and they do better than ever what they did before when they were their own, overall Raw. But we're in Smackdown reviewing this right now, so we're on the Smackdown topic. But that's what needs to happen, right? Instead of this corny schnitt, he will be a comedian somewhere, but this would be a C. We should report. I would give this a C too. Now, when Daryl Coolidge in the Ray show, we would give this a C and everything like that. We'll do that. And Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable were good as tag teams lately. They've been going just like the Hype Bros in this matchup, tag team matchup. One of them will say that Charlie Benjamin swinged Zach Ryder, but Chad Gable does a motion ride and one gets back up and back down again. And pointing to enjoy, Benjamin pointed Ryder and John Gable electric and a chair chop rope and a bulldog. Combination straight out of the Steiner Brothers paper. It's got crazy ass Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner. basically for the matches and the Rogers the wins. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin pick up the win actually. They beat the high balls. This is the beat because it's all around good action though. Just basically somewhat good. The action doesn't indicate they beating seems to be good, right? But this is the biggest development of the first that hints at a Sakurai the heel turn. And you know, that reminds me of some time ago when Sakurai was about to turn heel. And he really did. He was in the storyline love triangle in a feud with John Cena and then the company, H.A. Lee. I mean, not H.A. Lee, Eve Torres. And Eve Torres was John Laurinaitis' assistant when Joe Laurinaitis was the interim general manager of Raw and Smackdown. Back when CM Punk was in the company, he was a straight-ass society WWE champion, you know. He's a world champion and everything like that. When he's always hot, white hot as a babyface one time as Daniel Bryan. But Daniel Bryan was actually heel though at that time. And he was gonna go CM Punk. And it's like this train thing, this storyline, like there was Kane, there was CM Punk, there was Daniel Bryan, who was the affections of H.A. Lee, who had this crazy gimmick of the crazy chick and everything. Well, eventually CM Punk would win out in real life. Here, you know, supposed to be together in real life. They're married and stuff. You know, I'm talking to wrestling. Not wrestling, he's just like looking at his wife's matches. Anyway, he looks like wrestling anymore anyways, because he don't like how he was doing the company. And he says he hates wrestling, it makes him sick. And he's got a different life and everything. But when he was in the company, this is all different too. Because he was just doing it for his job and his character gimmick. That's what he was doing at the time. Has been an anti-hero. They was trying to pull something off of CM Punk as a Stone Cold Steve Austin of the era. Or whatever, but that didn't work out for too long because he healed The Rock and all that stuff. But John Cena have a program with The Rock twice. You know. And you know, like, and then was sick at a certain point, and The Rock was going to shake John Cena's hand and somewhat like each other and didn't cool each other. And it's on the torch to give him the title. John Cena got the torch passed on too many times. Time passed on somebody else, right? Yeah. Very enough people. You're right, Roman Reigns, you're right. Can't bury you. Anyway, like I was saying before, that reminds me of that. That kind of kicks me back up to like last time. And they didn't do it though, because they want Sakurai to be lovable. He was Teddy Long's assistant though. Vigula was a executive consultant, and whoever that was, and she was fired from being GM of Raw. And she's fired anyway again from the company. Man, but that blood passion and throwing Stephanie was throwing up in there right after Vicky Guerrero, so she threw her back. That was like reversing something. That was just something to get everybody talking, just entertainment and lure going. She left out with a bang and everything. The Eddie Guerrero theme song going like this, and light, she can steal theme song. That, yeah. Her late husband, Eddie Guerrero, you know that. And you rest in peace, you know. And everything. Anyway, yeah, you had that going, but kind of reminds me of that because I didn't want to turn Sakurai the heel again, and he was a baby face before, you know. And there's Mojo Rai. The only question they do that they're going to have Sakurai turn heel on Mojo Rai, and I thought sooner or later Mojo Rai is going to turn heel because he'd be more believable than Sakurai to me, though, not anybody else, but to me, because he's big, strong physique. You imagine how powerful he could be as a heel. If they give him a chance, they might screw him like anybody else. I mean, make him strong and then take everybody out as a heel. He'd be dangerous if they let that happen. Sakurai would probably be as much dangerous. He's gonna take everybody and be goofy. He might as well go over and be a Mr. But here he's all by himself. Like Corbin Bell, they might join up if that happens. It might be Baron and Ryder team. Baron Ryder, you know, Corbin, Baron Ryder, you know, the badass Renaissance or something in my name, them or something. You know, the bad renegades. The renegades. More tag teams is what WWE loves. And almost more than singles competitors because they keep letting them fight for that title and you can't get right from you. You can't get it. Get it. Yeah, you can't get it. Every single time. It's like took the ball trying to reach for it. You know. They're like, oh, Jeff Hardy's old saga where he tried to get the world title and kept getting away from him. But then he finally had to leave the company, going back to TNA. And he came back with his brother, though, as a recent this year. And so they tried to do the same thing, recapturing back again. That's what ended up happening. But they want to do something like that with Zach Rutherford. Now we go into Vince McMahon, which is the last segment of last night, the night with Smackdown. Mr. McMahon confronts Kevin Owens about Shane McMahon, his son was suspended. He said he was suspended because he attacked him and because he deserved it. He told Kevin Owens to serve it, rather than he said Kevin Owens to serve because he attacked his family, which Kevin Owens did. He attacked his family. That's what happens. Does this story really ring a bell, though, about being attacked? The McMahon family being attacked. It's like a McMahon family ego trip of them being attacked so they can look good and be perfect and better, so they can shy away from being embarrassed all the time and humiliated. Is that what this is? That's what it seems like to me, because that kind of what happened like about 9 years ago. I take you back to a story with a certain guy we started out in the company 16 years ago with. A certain other movie star other than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Dave Bautista, a guy we call the next big thing, the Beast Incarnate, Mr. Suplex City, Mr. I don't care what people think, Mr. I don't care about your kids and all that stuff, Mr. I'm gonna talk real great and everything, just in a stupid phone. Just don't pay attention about anything. I'm sorry, that's a stupid phone. Don't pay attention to that phone call interrupting me, peasant phone call. And it reminds me of like Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Dave Bautista, Brock Lesnar, and even Mr. Super Cena, Mr. All-Timer himself, John Cena. All four of these guys came up from developmental territory, OVW. And Brock Lesnar was Division 1, whatever. They came in the company in 2002. That's when I was trying to go to school at this Columbia College in Chicago or something. I'm trying to film directing and stuff. That's when everything was starting to be booming in 2002. That's where we were just getting over, certain things about singles, the year after was just more off of that, and these sort of our past. Yeah, they both rest in peace, but that was just a crazy time in that year, mostly. My cousin, but and all that, and grandma at the end of that year. But they always coming in the company. All four of these guys was being something later on and made it big, like Batista won the Royal Rumble and the WrestleMania at the same time as John Cena won the Royal Rumble and the WrestleMania. Batista had the WWE World Championship. John Cena had the WWE Championship. That's when they both separated, not this WWE World not that. And since they're the authority now, they gotta change the name of the WWE title on Smackdown, and then have the Raw Universal Championship back down to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, World title on Raw, and the WWE title on Smackdown. They should be back at the time, but make them new and different brands. Why not do that? You don't got the authority and power no more. And you don't need all these silly damn in there. You got Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon running Raw. You got Kurt Angle doing it now. But Stephanie did us the favor at my birthday, exact time. At that time, she did a favor. Birthday gift. I know it's sick and twisted. Hope you ain't thrown to a table by accident inadvertently by Triple H, her husband. Storyline and real life husband, but storyline husband too. The storyline part she's through the table. But that was all for her to take time. She got tired of running Raw. They need a commissioner, so they need a commissioner for Raw. They need a general manager for Raw. Like they just mostly need one for SmackDown too, sooner or later. That's what needed to happen, huh? Let Kurt Angle run Raw and let Daniel Bryan run SmackDown. You don't need the commissioner, because back in the day, you didn't have the commissioner all the time. You had general manager. Remember, Teddy Long was general manager of SmackDown, and Eric Bischoff was general manager of Raw, or whoever was general manager of Raw after a while, Bret Hart or something. But when, Vicky Guerrero and Raw and whoever, SmackDown, then Raw seemed directional this with a general manager anyway, because they kept changing more than I changed my socks. That's what happened to SmackDown too, mostly, for a minute, because they really have a general manager for SmackDown, but the authority was running things. Stephanie and Triple H. I'm like, who's in charge of SmackDown? Who's making decisions? The board of directors, and they got tired of doing that because they had things to do. They go playing meetings, not to go on trips, they have families too. They got tired of making decisions properly on the matches. You could feel their email. They got tired of it because the wrestlers was like running and calling their own matches until they had a general manager, which was Daniel Bryan. When Shane McMahon came back, that restored that order because he wanted to change the entire backstage politics. It seems like you can't beat the backstage politics either. He wants to come to the view of McMahon. Shane probably did that. Say, you know what, screw that. They actually think they believe me. I'm going to backstage politics too because you gotta have some politics and everything. You gotta be political. You gotta talk about something. That's what gets the answers to questions you need help with and stuff. That's what you need to do. You know, falling for that storyline stuff. When he came back, I was in Chicago and saw it live long before Lester Bush came to the roster. Nia Jax, Bobby Roode, Glorious, SmackDown. Which is surprising to me that I didn't see Bobby Roode on SmackDown. He'll get some time off for a minute though anyways. He should be back. I'm trying to find something now, figure what to do with him. I don't know what it is. All I know is he was on SmackDown last time. Now you don't see him. See what WWE is wasting doing their talent. They have him on one time for a minute, they have him go for a minute the next few weeks. They ain't trying to be like TNA once used to be and take days off. But no, scratch that, take that back, because they got them wrestling on Christmas Day and New Year's. Like Elvis Presley would once say, don't be cruel. They're not gonna listen to the king. No. Rock and roll. I'm gonna do that. But anyway, Vince was talking to him and told him all that stuff about Jen's idea that always respects authority. He will know he isn't really in charge, and all that. He told him that, it's a shame because he didn't fight back. He was kicking his ass last week and everything like that. Because he did mention his family. Shane, like any other father, he ain't person like Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan said, because Shane, Mom, you have your daughter. And Daniel Bryan said, oh, please don't throw that back up in my face. But of course we know that he didn't want to admit it. But I'm sorry, Daniel Bryan, you didn't want him to throw it back up in your face. But you know it to be true. If Kevin Owens kept mentioning your daughter, bro, you probably would have 8-ball him and tore it and kicked this ass just like Shane McMahon. And you would have been suspended as general manager for a while. Shane would have been running SmackDown. Imagine how that would have been if they had wrote the story that way. What James Ellsworth did not long ago was he's interfering in matches too. He's already going to get suspension anyway leading up to that because he kept doing it. Storyline wise, he came back and everything. Because I remember Daniel Bryan going off like, you mention my daughter one more time and I will rip your daughter out and make you fight. Because it's just that rage in you probably as a parent. When you hit that children button, when you threaten somebody's children, mention their family, Goldberg did it too for Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman had a history of opening his mouth up and mentioning people's kids in front of them to their face. And he got his ass kicked and got warned once. Then we listened to Raw 1000 like 6 years ago. Back in 2012, that's when CM Punk wasn't quite yet getting ready to turn heel against The Rock when he was getting ready to. Like he's going to save up from the Big Show and John Cena, Daniel Bryan using turn. That's what happened. Like I was going to say, Triple H had warned Paul Heyman at one point at that time on that episode of Raw 1000. He told him, you mention my kids one more time, don't mention my children. Because Triple H would be real mad back in the day, probably the attitude era of his kids, or even none of his kids even yet, though. As far as I know. Not all his business, but I'm saying probably, most of the time, he still would have had his bucket 250. And still, he would have got mentioned, don't mention my kids and stuff like that. He would still been attacked like that anyways. That's what would have happened. And we know that though, right? I know we do. That's the truth about that. I watched this soap, and I watched Jim Hospital, and his character was Carly Wintos. Jax Carly Wintos, she wants herself by her last name over these days. Did you ever mention Michael to her face, and you're not and something negative or something like that? She said, don't dare talk about my son. And you hit that church and burn my car, even Lithia would do it. This is some character in Lithia, Dante's, the character named Dante's mom. You know, this is his. I'm gonna do that for another video. But yeah, you're missing that children, but even to now most of the time. Then his parents don't like you missing their children. They're gonna defend them heaven and earth, even if one, me, they're like, oh, missing my son, or bring down my son. They're gonna threaten them heaven. They're gonna defend them heaven and earth. Now Stephanie came out afterward and went lying on Paul Heyman like a cat scratching like, don't you ever mention my children. And we talk about your children and you know, match your insecurities and stuff, you know. And stuff like that, because that'd make her mad. You know, that's what that would do. But Randy Orton did that in 2009 and told Vince McMahon, if you really harm anybody, merely in their brain about their children, their grandchildren, their family, you're gonna cross the line automatically. That's a warning right there. That's a warning, you know. Randy Orton did in 2009. He said in that quote, "Your daughter become essentially worthless ever since she popped you out a couple of grandkids." Vince wouldn't go. He said, okay, you know, he got Stephanie out the ring because she was about the Oscar, but he didn't want her to themselves and turn to something too much what it is without helping because he was telling her, I got this. That's the father and grandfather to her children. It's a father to her grandchildren. I mean, father to her and a grandfather her children, you know. He kept let her get out the ring, and she went gladly before anything got more of her because, you know, you attacked her to her face, you know. That would have been, you know, all sorts of different scenarios, but Vince stood composed, looked like this. Went, okay, now you can apologize to me. It reminded him how he got in the company. If it weren't for you, if it weren't for him, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't be in the company. You'd be on Greenberg, Mercedes, something. You'd be a school teacher and everything. Now you can apologize me or else. And he throws your fire. And then when he stood his ground, thinking he was right when he said, you don't want to do that, sir. I'm going to show a clip on part 2 of this video of that. And then Randy Orton ends up giving the RKO or punting him in the skull. Now his legacy is then, you know, for fellow wrestlers, you know, co-workers and tag teams, legacy members, Cody Rhodes, who's now wrestling somewhere else, Asia. And Ted DiBiase was really not wrestling as far as I know. Right now, both in the company, they at the time was looking like, what you do, right? Whatnot. Because they didn't really want to go along with that. They didn't want to go that far, but they was like, yeah, we got it. But there was no ride with him through this story anyways. Then it progressed to something real good. That was clever writing enough. Because that got Randy Orton over that no one wants to dislike the story. I guess they do that because they told a story. You gotta ask everybody's buzz and know what they like and what they don't like, you know. And one thing is missing somebody's children. That's what that is. That's when you cross the line, though. But it does have a basis progression to understand. It's like so you won't really just be a pushover and just say anything. That's what really they do a story to tell you in real life. Yeah, you ever come across anybody in real life and talked about their children and them or say anything out loud? It'd be worse than what they do in the story. You'd really be having your ass kicked. You really would be real hard. You'd be nearly in the hospital over it. That's why they tell these stories because it's riveting and gripping to know about it. You know, but then they'd be back working now for a while because they already been there, done that. Okay, you talked about my family, I talked about yours, you talked, you know, all that, and they already been over the moon over that. It's all about understanding each other. That's probably why they do these stories so they can relate to each other better and know what they can and can't do with each other. That's probably why they do this anyways. But even though I know I'm not taking this too seriously, but still, I'm just getting insight into it. That's why. Because I know it's been done too many times before with WWE, and this happened in 2009. Shane McMahon comes back even in 2008. He's only telling, you know, the Randy, you know, with title, you know, Dave Batista, that was CM Punk was some champions, actually John Cena. The time, what, Chris Jericho, you have four champions or more. That's when Chris Jericho was in this, you know, size of the lamb gimmick to me, I call it, with the suit, the angry guy with the suit and the, you know, queries and all that, real angry, hypocrites and tapeworms and all that, which I hated back at the time. But it was as entertaining if I ate enough. He was doing his job. That's what he was doing. No more his. You cheer for AJ Styles and drink it in, man, and you know, you made the list gimmick, you know. But now he's the good guy. You just made the list gimmick. So that's even good too. That's just as good. He's more than. So it's okay though. Very likely to be interesting because around that time, CM Punk and Chris Jericho were here at the same time. In the middle of 2010, all the way to the summer of 2010, when Chris Jericho left out for a while, be touring and working on books and stuff. He came back a year and a half later, and he had this, beginning of 2012, this, you stole my gimmick, heel gimmick. Stole my, my snit by saying you're the best, the best in the world. Says the best at what I do. You took the best for me. But then, you never see Punk working to say, you only want to create the best in the world. That's the best. And when I came up with that, Bret Hart, best there ever is, the best there ever will be. But she created him too. You created Canada. That's crazy. Wow. But whatever. So doing really good, AJ Styles came in there and he's even heel too. John Cena, everybody else, and Shane McMahon. But you never had AJ Styles attack Shane McMahon's family verbally in the promo. Because I guess the AJ Styles know he would want his family talked about. And his family is a bit older than Kevin Owens. That's probably why Kevin Owens is doing it, because there's a solid basis for it. They probably got different stories with different people anyway. Sure, AJ Styles simply is not stupid. He's not going to do that. All he did is gonna attack the man. He'd be mighty wrong for him. There I was calling for. You were wrong. And you've been suspended and you're fired and stuff. And he had to come back, and I think he was shaking his hand, teased he was going to attack Shane again. Then Shane was like, I'm going to attack you, you're going to attack me. But then he's like, nah, I'm not going to get you with cool again and shake him. Because you were more worse than what it was again. Because that just keep going and going. But if you attack a certain McMahon, I get it. If you attack these McMahons, you get into trouble. That's what happens. Every time you're going to cause trouble with them. This is a different era, it's a PG era, but they should do something about the way it is. Because you're going to come across in the story and we're going to disrespect them. And you're going to run across coming up anything on top of your head where you're going to attack their family because they're going to write it in. It's better than television to them to have an ego trip, to have themselves defended every single time so they can feel good about themselves and massage their egos. That's what always happens with the McMahons. Can't be surprised about that. Yet they be doing the dirty stuff there, and then that's when they're not defended as much. That's what happens. I get it. Prize winner. I get it. But that's even what happened anyway in the first place. Now let's go and think about this now. Shane just confronts Randy Orton, and Shane just goes hard. The whole rest of them try to get them off of each other, but Shane tried to push them aside and attack them just to get to Randy Orton because he was mad. He was like an angry, grieving for what physically happened with his father, even though his father's around, but he was just attacked by Randy Orton. This is when Randy Orton has this thing where he said he has IED, intermittent explosive disorder. He attacks when he's provoked, He was provoked and stuff, and then telling the story now he's using excuses because he knew it was wrong and all that. The State Man came out and said, and then he told Stephanie, you're not going to take nothing because I'm going to sue this company for all we got, and you'll be stripped from everything, Then you're going to have a WrestleMania, and all the superstars, even Chris Jericho came out the rest of the roster, despite afterwards he was going to be threatened fired. So I guess it's like it didn't matter at the moment that he was here, because he came the rest of the roster like he's baby facing it, because it's all with him, and him defending their jobs, because he didn't need his job. As Chris Jericho was apologizing for calling all the fans hypocrites, he called Stephanie a lame duck, and because he was telling Vince McMahon, you should, tell the best superstar in the world, and you want me to go. Tell Stephanie that Vince is saying, why would I do that? Chris or something at first. No, I actually did that with Randy. Tell her, because, she's nothing. People don't come to see her, they come to see me. It's true they was coming to see Randy Orton, not her all the time. But Randy Orton was only right in that area. He's only half right. He was wrong in the other area where he just expected for Vince McMahon when it wasn't about the almighty dollar at this moment to not defend his family. That was crazy. He was going to defend family. That's what. At the end of the day, he was going to defend family. Randy Orton was just on some other stuff. Because I'm pretty sure there was the shoes on the left for Randy Orton would defend his family. And in fact, he did that very thing 2 years later after the story with CM Punk. CM Punk was attacking his wife, his other wife, not the one he's married to now. And he was with JoJo, the announcer for a while, whatever. For Bray Wyatt, all these people. Boy, I was in wrestling for the craft and be fighting, but I'm like, man, if I see somebody relationship and hit off with them and their company would be like, good. I don't really know with JoJo though. Maybe I would have, but I'd be thinking, oh, she's with Bray Wyatt. And tell what he got. You know, follow the buses. They would know what he had in that land with him. Even watermelons and stuff, you know. But anyway, that's still typical. Yeah, forgive me for that. I'm just, I have to forgive. I was wrong for that, but it's okay. Anyway, yeah, that's what happened. And then it's not bad enough though that he attacked Stephanie though. I mean, attacked Vince McMahon, and Shane come out and return to defend his father, and Shane being crap out, saying it's once and for all and all that stuff. Shane was Buffalo, man. That was his father. He's going to defend him, heaven and earth. No matter what they got on each other, whatever. There's always family. He attacked Stephanie. He RKO'd her. And then that opens up for Triple H to come out after it, and if it was Jim Ross. Because Triple H wanted to keep his real life separate from his professional life. He didn't want it all getting out that Stephanie and Stephanie were married. That was the best kept secret. I was supposed to hit in the storylines, even though we read it on paper and magazines that they were together. And my late stepfather and stepfather say, no, they're not easy as Triple H and China. No, they Triple H and China were together. I was trying to solo too, because she's no longer around either. So, you know. But, you know, I mean, she's no longer around, you know. Unless, you know, I'm not saying anybody else. Triple H, wow, don't get twisted. But, they were together for a while, but then, you know, he fell in love with Stephanie and everything, and they ended up being together. Now it's the story that, like, well, but I guess the Jacob's up, and Child was like that for a minute and left somewhere else. I mean, she ain't company because of that, you know. She should be in the Hall of Fame regardless, but that's just crazy. Anyway, though, you know, like I was gonna say, he was telling me to cross the line and you come back from it, you know, right? Promo because he was saying Stephanie, she's my wife, you know, she's his wife, and he's not starting getting more relevant to match to real life. You have to break kayfabe do that. And kayfabe they say is no longer around. They do kayfabe away. And I think as well as I know, you know she's a no kayfabe is. You look it up. You come out your character for a minute. And something match to real life, usually not the storyline, but kind of unrelated to it. And you wrestling. So I do know my stuff. I do know something. Don't tell me you don't know nothing. I do know. I know what they allow me to know. You're right. But I'm not the smoke. I'm the most. But I do know what they allow me to know. That's what they do. And that's what Triple H come out and attack Randy Orton for what he did in the match against each other and fight back and forth. I know Triple H saying you're benching your past. But you know, reason why I think now in this day that Randy Orton was avenging his past with Vince McMahon too. He okay on putting the skull because he was mistreated by him story on Smackdown. Raw Smackdown one point he started out in the company in 2002. Beginning in the middle of 2002, he was just coming in there, fresh newbie, a fresh rookie. Nobody knows about him. He wasn't an election killer yet until a year later in Evolution. On the two of this of Ric Flair, Triple H, Batista joined later after being Devon Dudley's deacon when you know he's Deacon Batista and Devon was referencing Devon in that storyline SmackDown Stephanie was your manager and all. You know, that's the time she was tolerable and likable. She was in charge of calling good matches and sucking up the fans and stuff, and she was a babyface SmackDown general manager and stuff. Yeah. And Vince McMahon, I mean not Vince, John Cena was like and that's her in that moment. There's that time when Stacy Keeper was also in the company then, and Vince started using Stacy Keeper on when she Vince McMahon put him in the match. So that's probably why it came back to that stuff. Just like with Evolution, when Manuel was kicked out, he won the world title off of Triple H. He was kicked out, he got the dumb stuff down by Triple H, Batista, and Ric Flair. It's like they did that similar. They did that thing with Nia Jackson and Alexa Bliss on Raw, where she was shaking her hand, lifted up in the air because she won the title from Sasha Banks. Nonetheless, after the pay-per-view, after Sasha Banks wins, no explanation to, nothing to she knows on hand she's gonna lose the title. And she has it for a while, but she has the most shortest reign as champion. The Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss has the most longest reign. That's why I stick with Alexa Bliss, because they're not doing anything with Sasha Banks in a very acknowledgeable way, in a very noticeable way. They doing it on short notice. And you can't work with that if you don't know what you're gonna do though. Can't work with that. It changes too often with her. Like it did with Charlotte. Like, okay, Charlotte was the queen and everything on Raw, and she was the Raw Women's Champion. But then next thing after Sasha Banks was, and then after that, Charlotte was. Again, back and forth, hot potato, hot potato. They do that with Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. They do that with Nia Jackson and Alexa Bliss now. And then now, as of now, since somebody in NXT coming to Raw soon, Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Ain't that funny? Two female wrestlers, two women wrestlers, but both have a name begin with the same letter A. So it's like A versus A. And then think about it. Asuka versus Alexa. Asuka versus Alexa. And they could do that, didn't they? They could switch around one day and Asuka turn heel, and then it's Alexa's the baby face. They say, oh, she's Asuka's baby face, of course. She's going to, but ain't no problem trying it out, though. She wants to be here forever and be hating, like, oh, I can't stand you all and all that. She can wait anyways. But you won't notice her baby face. Yeah, you won't even notice it, really. She made it real good, though. Imagine her talking to the WWE Universe and say, WWE Universe. One day. I'm just trying to do this video, and then I got something trying to talk in the middle in the back. We'll see. That's a spirit. I'm gonna fight today. I'm gonna fight it. I know this is a devil trying to twist things around. It's okay. I'm gonna fight you. But anyway, yeah, you have that going on, and then that reminds me of that. And then all the big McMahon's with Triple H, with Batista, with Turtles, and Randy Orton, Legacy. And they had the guest host, revolving guest host thing, and tell you that, like, what's this thing about Legacy? And then living Dusty Rose, and everybody takes turns, Raw, Charlie. They made and then all the other stuff, and then Randy Orton would tell heel a year later. But he's been compelled to work with Triple H because they ain't forgot stuff about family. I apologize for that. You ain't gonna be anywhere near, but this will help Kevin Owens have to be anywhere near anyone in Shane McMahon's family after that match in Hell in a Cell, which lets me remember that's what we'll have to. I read a lot. But anyway, back to the Preston though. I've been on that for a long time, but it's like they be cycling some of the same stories over and over again anyways. It's like that's what they're doing. The CM Punk attacked the family too, but he didn't say mention it anyway, because it's already been done. CM Punk attacking Triple H's wife verbally in that match against each other, SummerSlam in 2011. Not SummerSlam, John Cena. That was actually around this time, 2011, they had a match each other and they had to fight before. Because he was attacking the man's wife and defending her honor and stuff like that. So it's different opinions and views on that. And his son reinstated him to a match in the roster. But his side, that's what Vince was telling Kevin Owens, well, he commissioner still on SmackDown. But if he loses, I guess there's the stipulation if he loses, Shane can no longer be running SmackDown with Daniel Bryan. He can't be commissioner. Daniel Bryan runs SmackDown. If Shane loses, she'll say if Kevin Owens wins. Kevin Owens wins, that's what happens. If Kevin Owens loses, you gotta do it safe from now on. Probably can't be no more bad talk, no more disrespecting Shane and his family. Gotta go by the rules. Gotta kiss up and suck up and like AJ had to do. But he still felt he even did it, even though Shane McMahon had lost. Still did it. cussing be too much every time I do something. I don't like anybody talking in the middle of my videos. I hate it. I detest it. I loathe it. She keep going to the bathroom way too much. Oh, God. I'm always go downstairs and get what I must next. This is a controlled spirit as I'm doing this video. And I'm gonna continue to do this wherever you are. You're not gonna stop me from uploading my videos. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna be mad at you while you being mad at me. Because I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't care if you don't like me or not. I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't care if you're shaking. You can't take what I do. I eat all my snacks just to throw it back in your face. Yeah, I got food up in here. I'm gonna be on no bread and water. This ain't 200 BC. I ain't chaining the shower to nothing. I'm gonna have some food. I'm gonna have chicken strips and beef and meat burritos and all that good stuff and hamburgers or whatever, and chicken patties. I'm gonna have my waffles, turkey bacon, my turkey sausage. I'm gonna have my food. You ain't gonna stop that. It's gonna keep happening. I'm gonna have my nuts and stuff. I'm gonna drink my Arnold Palmer. I'm gonna have my tea. I'm gonna have my orange juice, my warm tea. I'm gonna have my water. I'm gonna have my cookies, my crackers, and my tuna, and my oatmeal, my cold cereal. You ain't gonna keep stopping anything with my milk and my chocolate chip muffins. You ain't gonna stop anything I have up in my house and I do. You're not gonna keep stopping it. You're gonna be fighting back and forth. That's all it's gonna be. Okay. So they shake on it. But since this is so amateurish now, because it's been done before, it's so mediocre because there's nothing to write in to indicate for Kevin Owens to have to attack Mr. McMahon, like how it was for Randy Orton and Mr. McMahon. And Randy Orton was threatened, his livelihood was threatened. His job was threatened because Vince McMahon was going to fire him if he didn't apologize to him for bashing his grandchildren, for bashing his family, him, attacking him personally. And he all came on put into a skull. And that was the justified storyline. Now this in 2017, it's mediocre and it sucks. Worse than these right here. It's cheap in the size as this. It's the size of these peanuts that I just showed you. That's what it is. Peanuts right now. It's just like that. That story reading that Indian part didn't have no feel at the end of last night. That's what happened. And they shake on that agreement. As long as you don't, Vince McMahon like, you got a deal. Because he didn't want the story, Now Vince these days, now I guess it's coming off like his wife was McMahon. Being reasonable and everything, and agreeable, and being fair. Because he don't want to be involved in these storylines, so he has to be a heel. Vince McMahon did do that for a minute with the Authority. He did that for a minute, for like a year, like 2013, 2014, 15, something like that. He didn't want to really be the bad guy in this, I guess. He wanted to be neutral, grounded, like his wife. That's fair. I give him that. Even though he gets us riled up outside the story about him being mad at something happening and work on Christmas Day. That ain't all him. We supposed to go on to speculate because we all on character with him. He don't mean to say, oh, we can't stand this and wait for him to be gone. I don't know. That might not be true, by the way. That might be the other people that make him to be that way. Making him look like he's bad and saying all this stuff, though, even though he might be mostly bad. He might be grumpy, but he probably ain't no real monster. He probably just jokish in real life. But, in the story, he appeared to look like he was fair. That's what he appeared to do, just like any dad. He appeared to be fair in the story. Because he's no longer in them anymore. He won't remain outside the story. He's behind the writing, the directing, the producing team. And Stephanie came out in the Smackdown, came to aid her father, and he told Kevin Owens, she told Kevin Owens, you get how you get her. She did look beautiful as ever, though, still, certain way, but I want to guess she's drooling over her. But she still looked it okay, for, being his daughter, that team role. She's a mother, she's a wife, and she's in the producing team and stage of Smackdown, and she probably do it well, too. She don't want to be in the storylines anymore. She want to be behind the scenes. She does a favor by that because they sick of me talking the promos and all. I know I read the stuff online. I just stay backstage, behind the scenes, Good, because that is a good look for you, though. That's really actually good. Probably wouldn't be great if she was SmackDown GM though at the time, though. But she had a been, and Shane McMahon's wow, because I thought that was my ultimate thing. Popular Point Pine have been all over that. So she's sucking up 20 minutes, 10, 20 minutes of airtime and stuff. But she didn't even recapture that yet, because that was a long time ago. You don't want to go that far back. That was like 2000, no, that was June 2002, was maybe 2002 to October 2003. It would be 1 month from now, 14 to 15 years ago, when Stephanie was general manager of Smackdown, before her father ousted her out in the storyline. She thought she was making reckless decisions and stuff. She had likes the Big Show, well, not really the Big Show, the likes of A-Train was in the company or something like that. He's gone. But he's in development now, and likes of him and Brock Lesnar attacking up Stephanie. So time because she wasn't doing things all great. And the stuff was saved, but Brock Lesnar's wife wasn't quite yet, but was getting ready to be his wife at the time. Remember for Stephanie. That was John Cena did that to Stephanie. She came to time and said, "Damn, Steffi, I didn't know you like to be smacked in the ass or whatever." That was different. Man, but whatever. We know that's a fact to be true. The lawsuit, I mean, it's just a repercussion lawsuit, but there was a lawsuit that Kevin Owens going to sue the company. So there will be no lawsuit, no such kind. But then he took him out and attacked them, so that shocked the boss's hand, and well, left with him. It hit him open. And so, man, fought, Pierce attempted to talk him down, failed, and that's what happened anyway. Came out once in the chairman, his team in the show. This is really A because it was stunner though. The program at the end, they say, but it was mediocre. I knew we should have both raised the A. It was mediocre because what was the build up for him to attack him though? I never did understand. There was no logic, rational reasoning to this. I never know about this at all. But we're adding to this though. I think why don't you just make this era? Don't bring back the attitude era. I was gonna say, let me stop myself. Don't bring back the attitude era. No. Don't even bring back the ruthless aggression era. No. You keep the PG era, but have a new PG rating. You know how like movies and shows have PG 13, or have a TV 14 type of rating for WWE programming, but with PG elements of certain things you can't. So that's what needs to happen. Certain things you can't do. They label this stuff because it seems to be to get about stories this way. It's gonna keep happening. The authority figure, it's gonna keep getting attacked. It's gonna keep happening. They're gonna keep getting attacked. There's gonna keep being repercussions in the storyline. The McMahon's gonna keep getting attacked as long as they don't do nothing to change the story or make themselves relevant in the story with their heels and stuff. That's why this keep happening. If McMahon keeps getting attacked because he don't want to be in the story anymore, or he needs to step down and be retired. That's one of the two. He needs to step down and do it, or do both. Do that and then retire. That's what needs to happen. Just officially retire after that. Be embarrassed. Get attacked a little bit. Stone Cold Steve Austin did numerous times to you. Stunned you. Everybody's trying to do the same thing Stone Cold Steve Austin did in the Attitude Era. Randy Orton did it. Brock Lesnar did it. CM Punk nearly did do it. What he did not nearly did. He did it in 2013. He did it. I'm thinking who else did it? Big Show did it. Man. Who else actually did it? Roman Reigns did it. Recently, a while back, was again last year. He did it, Randy Orton did it. Let's see, Randy Orton did it. John Cena did it. Randy Orton did it. Well, John Cena did it. That's nothing. That's not really relevant. But Randy Orton did it as far as Randy Orton did it. Big Show did it. Randy Orton and Big Show did it. Brock Lesnar did it. And one did CM Punk did it. One did CM Punk did it. Big Show did it. Brock Lesnar did it. Let me go first in the right order. Let's see. Randy Orton did it. CM Punk did it. Brock Lesnar did it. Big Show did it. Roman Reigns did it. And now you have Kevin Owens doing it. That's like the sixth superstar that attacked Vince McMahon and won. Only one arcade on opponent to score did 2 moves against him, and another did 3 or more moves. against them. Brock Lesnar them F5 probably between more of the times than Big Show. And then KO punched the Vince McMahon ability, attacked him, threw him down. Gave him the hook. Now, if I mentioned John, he just in AA, just something. But it's always a thing in time where the authority figure gets attacked. It always happens. CM Punk, that's also a country. CM Punk. Well, CM Punk did it to John Laurinaitis back in the day. He was interim general manager 7 years ago. We was calling him Mr. Clown Shoes, and everything, and all that, stooge and stuff. And that's what he's doing anyway. Like in the company, they're trying to capture something with Stone Cold Steve Austin to CM Punk and Vince McMahon to John Laurinaitis. Some of this in the Attitude Era. So they bring the Attitude Era stuff, but they don't want to admit that they Attitude Era things like it. It's one person and promo stuff and attacking authority figures. That's something that happened with this aggression mostly, but more so happened in the Attitude Era. That's what happened. Notorious for being attacked. But then after, it's funny because then after Vince McMahon gets attacked, Stephanie McMahon, well now Shane McMahon would be attacked. You watch. Shane McMahon would come back. He would capture the same thing he did with Randy Orton. And he attacked Kevin Owens for attacking his father. And then after he gets attacked, then Stephanie will come out sometime later. She'll get attacked, then Triple H will come out. And he'll deal with Kevin Owens appropriately. And then they'll be going against each other because Kevin Owens was seen handed the title by Triple H. And you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And there's only a matter of time before Triple H and Kevin Owens clash. Before sometime later, at the end of this year or next year, that Kevin Owens just turns babyface. And we'll be complaining, bitching, and more about him as a babyface and wanting back heel sometime later. And he'll stay babyface for a long time. Until maybe 4 or 5 years later. It happened to Randy Orton. Randy Orton turned babyface in 2010. In the spring or summer of 2010 when he teamed with John Cena. And he shook his hand and stuff. He kissed up and sucked up to John Cena and the fans and stuff. But you want to try to kiss ass to him, he still didn't know because he was Randy Orton. Kevin Owens would do the same thing. Mark my words, I'll end up being right. Somebody say, don't fight yourself. I will. And regardless of what you say, I will. Because it'll end up happening sooner or later. Randy Orton then turned heel until officially 4 or 5 years later, to somewhere like 2013 or 2014. After being a babyface for a few years, again, the second time his second babyface run. After his first babyface run, which is 04. But actually, first babyface run, well, it didn't really count because 2 years like debut, and so that really don't count. He turned heel on 03 when he joined Evolution. That's when it happened then. And it ended up being him turning babyface again when the wife, well, based anything about Lesnar and that stuff. Seth Rollins, he turned babyface. That was like about 2 years ago, 2015, when I was just in school online and everything. I was just getting on board until like back down. I'm getting back up and shit. Something that's gonna happen next year too. And then he like he was with the Wyatt family this year. Then he turned babyface. Or whatever. They want to say you in heel because you shouldn't shit like a more or whatever. That was really or not sharing the spotlight, shouldn't shit like a more. That's what that was. He's babyface to stay. That's what it is. Until you know people constantly switch back and forth babyface heel too many times. Like what I was gonna say, is you mark my words, it's gonna happen sooner or later. It's gonna happen. Yep. And then Kevin Owens probably won't turn back heel until probably, I would suspect, maybe a year and a half from now, to 4 or 5 years like Randy Orton did. That's what ended up happening 4 or 5 years later. Somewhere between 2019 and 2021. We're in the middle, close to the middle, the beginning of the 2020s, in the new decade. He'll turn heel again if he's still accompanied by the leaving somewhere else. Some form or another he will. Because they switched the characters on and off. When you change stocks, they always do. How many times Big Show had me heel turns and babyface turn? By more than I can count. Probably 30 or a trillion of them. He's dizzy from what he said online. But that's what ended up happening. Because every time you face off with the McMahons, they elevate you to a change in your character. if you're going up against them. But what you gonna do though? Because when you go up against the authority, it's gonna keep happening. Kids are gonna get mentioned in it, and then they're gonna be saying, "Don't mention my children." There's gonna be some suspension because you technically mention your children, or they're gonna be filed something like that or whatever. It's gonna open up for a story change. It always do. It happened with Randy Orton. It happened with CM Punk. It happened with the Big Show. It happened with Brock Lesnar eventually. It happened with Roman Reigns. But it happened with Roman Reigns in a way where he never changed until he's always what he was. But somehow punished in some form of fashion because of wellness file, some wellness thing. Maybe he's been punished for that still in the doghouse. No title on him yet. He's still being punished for it over on Raw. But this is not Raw, this is Smackdown, if you I know. But that's all I wanted to say though. You didn't know what's gonna happen with you